Hello. I'm in a hotel room, in bed, with my clothes on in the middle of the day because I wanted to. Um, we're visiting Bergen and I'm taking a break. I finished On the Edge yesterday. I did finish Magic Breaks by Ilona Andrews and Ilona and Andrew, whatever their last name is, I can't remember right now, also wrote On the Edge. And I got halfway through filming a video about Magic Breaks and then I didn't finish it. So I'm filming a video about On the Edge right now. Because reasons. On the Edge is a book in a different magical universe than the Kate Daniels novels, and it's the first book in a series. And I was like, what I really wanted to read was more Kate Daniels, but these are the same authors, and there's a lot of similarities, and it's probably gonna get better in book 2. It wasn't as atrocious as the first book in the Kate Daniels series, because the first book in the Kate Daniels series is really... Because the first book in the Kate Daniels series is really, really bad. It's at a point where I'm like, you're probably not gonna like this book, but you should read it because the rest of the series is fantastic whenever I recommend it to people. And it was like, I want to read more Kate Daniels, but there's no more. There hasn't been published anymore yet that I haven't read, so I'm gonna read something else by the same authors. I keep saying authors, plural, because Ilona Andrews is a... All of my cards just fell out of my wallet, if you heard that. I have like a cell phone wallet. I'm filming this on my cell phone, and all of the cards just went blop down on the bed right now. But they're a married couple that lives in somewhere in the States, and they're like half Russian or something, I think, or hail from Russia, and they write books together. And the Kate Daniels series is fantastic. And that's why I keep saying authors, plural. Anyway, I figured, okay, this book is sort of a slog to get through. It's not that great. A lot of the things that makes the Kate Daniels series so fantastic isn't there. Like how the characters play off each other. They have a lot of banter, and I really, really like that in my books. And the Kate Daniels series is really, really good at that. But On the Edge wasn't that good, and I kept thinking then, okay, I have to get through this book and then the next book will be better. And I finished the first book, and it was sort of, bob, not great, not horrible, just nah. And so I went to the bookstore to get book number 2 today and realized that book number 2 is about different characters. I don't get that. Why do authors do that? They write a series in the same universe where none of the books are about the same characters. Like Mercedes Lucky, she keeps writing trilogies, like series of 3. The Voldemort books. I'm rereading The Last Earl Mage right now, 3 books. I am also reading the books about Talia. I think they're called Queen's Arrows or something. 3 books. Mage Wars, 3 books. Mage Wins, 3 books. But they're the 3 books about the same characters over and over. Not in all the books, but it's the same world, and then there's 3 and 3 and 3 and 3 about where the 3 are about the same characters. If that made any sense at all. You can do that. You can write several books in the same universe with different characters, but to only have one book about one character, and it got to the point where it sort of felt like housewife porn, but not really. Sort of, but not really. And one of the best things about Kate Daniels books, I'm just gonna assume you've read them at this point, is the give and take. The I want to sleep with you, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna do this, but I'm not gonna. And in these books, it started to be like, oh, I want to marry you, I don't want to marry you. I want to be with you, I don't want to be with you. I want to sleep with you, I don't want to sleep with you. Okay, I'll sleep with you. And the fact that in the Kate Daniels book, the relationship between Kate and Karen took, I think, 3 books before they actually did anything at all except tease each other. That was a really good thing. It was different. Usually, I don't know usually, but rather often, if 2 characters sort of develop something, either lust or love for each other, they jump in the sack right away, or relatively early. And in the Kate Daniels books, that took a few books to happen, and I like that. And it wasn't like I was, when I read Gunmetal Magic, where I was, this is great, but just a little bit off. This was more like, I want this to be something that it isn't. And when I realized that the series is going to be about different characters in each book, it was like... And the concept was so cool, and the characters were really cool. The concept is, you have our world and the magical world, and sitting in between you have the edge. Some people from the magical world can cross over into the edge, and some people from our world, the broken world, can cross over into the edge, and then the people who live in the edge can cross both ways, generally. And some of them are magical and some of them are not, and there's this girl and she is magical, the main character, and she has 2 younger brothers, one of them who's basically a werecat, and the other with the ability to raise the dead. And the book spent a ridiculous amount of establishing these characters and who they were and how they worked, and I really came to like them, and I'm not going to read about them again because there's no more book written about these characters. And then you have this Biggie Mac hot and sexy dude who comes and he's gonna do some shit and he wants to marry this girl and blah blah blah. And so he sweeps her off her feet and he takes her into the weird, magical world is called the weird, where she discovers that, oh my god, he's royalty and they are gonna get married, and it's like a Cinderella story. And it's not that I disliked the book, I didn't. At one point I was sitting in a coffee shop and I read this passage, like this perfect passage, and I laughed out loud, and the person on the table next to me looked at me like I was crazy, and it was amazing. And I sent a text to my best friend saying, oh my god, this book made me laugh out loud in public, which, by the way, you need to know this, I don't do that. I don't laugh out loud. I don't generally have any reaction, visible reaction, like, or audible. I probably make faces, but I don't think I have an audible reaction to books, especially in public. I tend to not laugh out loud at comedy movies or become especially moved by anything. I think they're funny, but this book made me laugh out loud. And I think the Kate Daniels books, and perhaps Good Omens, I think, was one of the last ones that made me laugh out loud in public, and it's been years since I read that one. And I sent her this text and I said, oh my god, I laughed out loud in public, and the people next to me looked at me weird. I think I'm gonna love this series. And I get to the shop. That's my main issue with this book, is there's no more of it. All in all, I think you should go read the Kate Daniels books, honestly. Slug through the first one. The first one's not good, but you're gonna love the rest. The rest is so good. It's perfection. Not really. I could probably improve some things if I were to think about it, but it's pretty damn close. So don't read this book. Read the Kate Daniels books. Yeah. that's gonna be my conclusion. If you like this, if you read On the Edge or Bayou Moon or whatever else the rest of the series is called, and you liked it, go read the Kate Daniels books. If you like Dresden Files or finger for the lens. If you like Dresden Files or the Hollows books or the Kitty books, Kitty whatever, I don't remember her name right now, but the werewolf. If you like those, you're gonna love Kate Daniels. Kate Daniels is fantastic. The first book is not good, but you need to read it to establish everything. I think you should slog through it. It's slow and it's not good and it doesn't make sense at times and it contradicts itself and it has a lot of problems. But book number two reads like book number 5 in any other series. So if you like this book or any of the other books I just listed up, go read Kate Daniels. If you like Kate Daniels or any of the other books that I just listed off, I don't think you should waste your time on the Edge. Sorry. Anyway, if you want to see more of my book videos, click subscribe. I'm gonna link my blog in the description book. Have a good Easter.